you know, when Conor was coming up, we were all kind of young and single and going to Vegas for the Mendes fight. We did 10 weeks there, and you know, life was only one thing, was just fighting and training. Now my life is marriage. I have a mortgage. I have a, you know, I got a son that he starts playing up if I'm away for too much. He gets angry with me, you know, and I came back once and he was being bold, and he's only, you know, his English is coming on, but I was like, why are you being bold? He's like, I'm sad because you're away. And that broke my heart, you know. I was almost quitting that day. Did they get me fired from my job here or something?
Добре дошли в спортната джунгла с Оги Георгиев.
Треньорът на Конър Макгрегър, Джон Кавана, е следващият специален гост в спортната джунгла. Ще разберем защо той е толкова успешен специалист и как успя да направи обрат в матча на неговия възпитаник Франс Мламбо по време на шоуто PFL Europe в Берлин. Born Winner продължават да превземат световни и европейски пазари. Разгледайте и поръчайте от техните продукти на техния онлайн магазин. Адресът е долу в описанието. Франс Мламбо успя да направи обрат в своя матч от турнира на PFL Europe в Берлин и се класира за полуфиналите в Париж, където ще участва и Дакота Дичева. Самия Мламбо ще каже преди и след матча каква е ролята на Джон Кавана и как специалистът успява да намери верния подход, за да бъде обърнат матч, който не върви чак толкова добре. Ако харесвате вкусна и здравословна храна, заповядайте в ресторантите на нашите приятели Arnold Foods. Адресите на техните обекти може да намерите долу в описанието. Колко е труден живота на Джон Кавана да обикаля из цял свят, седмица след седмица, месец след месец, и кога е бил моментът, в който той е бил пред отказване заради огромното натоварване, което му се събира. Ще разберем и малко повече за работата на Джон Кавана с единствения български боец, който е тренирал при ирландския специалист Георги Валентинов. Ако това видео ви харесва, дайте едно лайкче, абонирайте се за YouTube канала Спортната джунгла и задължително натиснете камбанката, за да получавате известия за всеки нов клип. А в нашите социални мрежи Facebook и Instagram ви очакват актуални новини от света на спорта. Не забравяйте да хвърляте по едно око на нашия интернет сайт Jungle.bg, както и на нашите шорт канали в YouTube и TikTok канала ни. Има и една специална изненада за вас. Очаквайте съвсем скоро огромни новини, свързани с Конър Макгрегър и България. Въпросът ми към вас е: каква мислите, че ще бъде тази новина и какво ще се случи? Джон Кавана. Tell me, how special is he working with you?
He's just the best cornerman. He's the kind of guy you want in your corner when you're fighting. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know what it is about his voice or the way he talks or the way you hear nothing else but him when he's in your corner. You know what I mean? You can hear him clearly. He gives you clear, unmistakable directions. You know what I mean? And you just do what you need to do. So, in myself, I already have everything I need to win. But then with him, it's putting cherries on top. You know what I'm saying? There's a few things where I'm caught in something and he'd be like, move this certain way. And you're like, whew, I'm glad you said that. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, it happens all the time, man. That's what I mean. You want him in your corner because he literally guides you through. He guides you through the fight.
Coach Kavana, congratulations. Another win, but it was a tough win. First round, not so well for Franz Mlambo. What changes you made between the first and the second round and during the fight? Because he started to listen more, as he said.
Yeah, it's almost always the same advice for Franz. He is, for his weight class, 135, he hits very, very hard. And when you have that gift, almost, it can become very tempting to overuse it. So sometimes he tends to fall in with the backhand, and I was just trying to encourage him to set it up a little bit better using his lead hand. we were doing quite well when we threw our lead hand. We could back away and let the guy miss and then punish. You know, he has a quite famous teammate that's quite good at that technique. So, yeah, just trying to remind France to do that. And the guy had a nice top game on the ground, but not very dangerous. So it wasn't like there was any position where you're kind of like, oh, you know, he's almost got Franz's back with a choke. Or it was more that he could run the clock, and that's a skill in itself. But I wasn't really too worried about him, you know, getting any heavy ground and pound or submission attempts. So I was just trying to encourage him, look, if we do end up on bottom again, let's put a bit more effort into getting back to our knees and getting back to our feet, because Franz is actually very good at that, as opposed to just kind of staying on his back. So look, yeah, got the good win. But going into September, I would hope that he can set up that backhand a little bit better. He fights either stance. He can go orthodox, southpaw, it doesn't really matter to him. Very, very heavy hands for a light guy, you know, bantamweight. So let's see some improvement in September.
Who is faster, Franz or Conor? It depends, of course, of their form, but I saw
Trying to get me fired from my job here or something? Conor's faster.
Okay, and by the way, there were a few Bulgarians that you worked in the past. Gеорги Валентинов, what is your opinion about him? Unfortunately, there is a big misfortune with him.
Yes, yeah, I'm a huge fan of George. He's been over to my gym. I've been to your beautiful country, trained with him. Heart of gold. My God, one of the nicest human beings I've met, and then he's also a ferocious fighter. And he was doing well on the reality TV show, some sort of like Survivor.
Yeah,
it's finished now.
Yeah.
How'd he do? I saw some clips from it. And
he was winning all the physical battles.
Yeah, I figured that. That guy's a monster. So I'm not too surprised he won the physical battles. Yeah, no, look, very fond of him. When I come over to visit you guys, he really took care of me really well. I hope to be back there again. I really like going to Bulgaria. I have a few fighters from Bulgaria in my own gym at the moment. Tend to be extremely tough, and most have a very good wrestling background, so easy to work with. All the time, every month I seem to have a new wave of guys coming from all over the place. We have a lot of Romanian guys training me at the moment, a handful from Bulgaria, Hungary, yeah, all that region, we get a lot of visitors.
Nicola, who is also training and who is bringing guys at your gym, said that you are always trying to help every guy who is coming there. You are giving your attention to him, despite the fact that you are traveling almost all week. Did you count how many days per year you are traveling around the world?
I'm scared to. Yeah, even weekends like this, I barely even count, because I flew Thursday morning, I'm back Sunday morning, whereas when you're going to the States and you're leaving Tuesday morning, you get back late Sunday night, early Monday morning, it's kind of a full week, and then you're a few days trying to get the jet lag out. It gets hard on the body, you know. I'm almost 20 years doing this now. Certainly in the last 10 years, I would imagine easily 1 week every month, but probably 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks every month is somewhere with a fighter. So it's
Sometimes
tough.
probably it's very, very tough. Did you ask yourself a question? For how long you could continue like that?
Yeah. No, my life has changed recently. I got married.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And my son turns 3 in a couple of weeks, August 3rd. He turns 3. So, you know, when Conor was coming up, we were all kind of young and single and going to Vegas for the Mendes fight. We did 10 weeks there, and you know, life was only one thing, was just fighting and training. Now my life is marriage. I have a mortgage. I have you know, I got a son that he starts playing up if I'm away for too much. He gets angry with me, you know, and I came back once and he was being bold, and he's only, you know, his English is coming on, but I was like, why are you being bold? He's like, I'm sad because you're away. And that broke my heart, you know. I was almost quitting that day. Now I can't, because I have to earn money. So I got to keep traveling, but there is a time limit on doing this at such a high level, like every week, and I really hope PFL Europe takes is successful here because coming to Paris or Germany or London or something like that is nice and easy. It's the constant trips to the States that beat you up.
How would you compare PFL as an organization, everything around, to all the other companies, excluding UFC, who are on the top, but
yes.
The other like Bellator, like Octagon, you said,
yes.
Also KSW, worked everywhere.
Yeah, it has a feel of like a little bit like Bellator, and what I mean by that is that there's a little bit of a family feel to it. You know, it's kind of the same group of people you see. UFC is the monster, but it's very corporate. It's very like business-like. You're kind of just like dun, and out you go, and you don't really get to know people. In Bellator, who I'm very close with, I know all the staff, from the guys that bring the mats in, the guys that help us, you know, with the hand wrap, whoever it is. I'm very tight relationship there, and I feel with PFL, it's a kind of a similar feel that it's a kind of a tight-knit group. I sometimes jokingly refer to as a traveling circus. We're like a circus. We go to a new city every week, every month, and you know the best we can hope is that nobody, the age I'm at is like I don't want to see anybody injured. Hopefully everybody gets paid, and then the circus goes on to the next city.
Two more questions. One of them is, what is your best memory of your time in Bulgaria when you've been with Georgi? You were at his corner in a fight now?
I have to say the food. I really love the food. He brought me somewhere, and the mayor of the town came along, and they spoiled us. And there were so many dishes. They just kept bringing dishes. It was like 4 hours of eating. I had to like struggle to walk out of there. So I'm going to say the food was my number one.
Cool. Last one. Would you give some advice to the young Bulgarian fighters who are upcoming? What would you say as thing that they must follow?
Yeah, the same as I say to a young Irish guy or a young French guy is that just focus on your training today. Don't think too much 6 months away, 1 year away. You're training today, make it as best you can be. Train hard, learn, listen to your coach, get technically better. Don't be too hard on the body, get technically better, and the future will take care of itself. You keep winning, you keep training smart, the opportunities will come, and here, look where we are. PFL making a really big move into Europe now, so there's great opportunities for fighters if you're smart, stay injury-free, and stay close to your weight, don't get fat, and you're going to be good to go.
France, only one from me because we don't want the call to catch you.
All right, thank you.
We spoke 2 days ago how important is Coach Kavana to be in your corner, the way he's giving advice in the right moment. You lost the first round probably,
yeah.
And the second one was also pretty close.
Uh-huh.
So when was the moment when you heard something from him and you started to execute exactly what he's saying, and that turned the way of the fight?
Every step, like there's a few things I was doing. He was like, no, don't do that, don't do this. Throughout the fight, I was hearing what he was saying. You know what I mean? There was a few times where I could have, like in training, he showed me a few of them bridges from the ground, which I'm good at. Like, but in them moments, like he was strong on top, like I said, and I didn't have that as much explosiveness as I usually have in there, because obviously what with the ring was. But yeah, there's a few times where I could have shut out at things and stuff like that, what he was telling me to do, and I didn't do that. And because I didn't do that, the fight went on way longer than it was supposed to.
Хората страхуват да говорят за своите проблеми и се крият за тях. Аз не се нито се страхувам, нито се срамувам. Правил съм ги тези неща точно когато е трябвало да се правят за такава възрастна вече, защото гледам сега по 40-50 години мъже не могат да се преоткрият. Ходят по заведенията, имат жена, деца, пият, шмъркат, нали? Аз смятам, че това нещо си го взимах точно когато трябваше на тази възраст. Нито децата са ме ревали вкъщи, нито жена ме чакала. Осъзнал съм коя е моята грешка, поправил съм я и смятам, че няма нищо лошо в това. И всеки един човек трябва да мине през тези неща, за да се научи и да знае кое е правилно, кое не, за да може след това да го, дай Боже, един ден имам деца, да знам от какво да ги предпазя. Най-големият грех и проблем е да си мислиш, че нямаш проблеми. И винаги ти да си правя. Психолога ме помогна за това как да се справям с импулсите. импулса, когато ми се приходи дискотека, искам да пия алкохол и да взема наркотици.